Just now you talked about this, you were very impressed about the openness that the country hold for not only actually environmental protection, but also many other international issues. And as a matter of fact, as the chief of UNEP, you have repeatedly emphasized the need for multilateralism in tackling, the natural crisis and also climate change. So, are you concerned about the rising tide of unilateralism as well as this anti-globalization sentiment?
Yes, I am. My boss, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, speaks consistently about we cannot afford to let geopolitics sort of throw a spanner in the works and have this fall apart. This is too important. You led out in saying that I have said that climate is the issue. The Secretary General of the United Nations says this is our existential moment. This is an existential crisis. There are geopolitical factors that cause a degree of unilateralism that is not helpful. And therefore I'm quite hopeful with some of the language that I've been hearing while I've been here, as well as in other countries, that there is an understanding that wherever else we have trouble, and there are other places outside my scope of environmental matters, nevertheless, in spite of this, let's find a pathway forward on climate. And I'm optimistic, because it's my job to be optimistic, that at COP28 we will see a degree of forward movement, because we must. In Canada, some of the wettest areas are burning.
With wildfires, right?
The wildfires, which are crazy, that from Canada to New York City they had to inhale and are inhaling this kind of smoke. And every country, especially the global south, are being hit by this crisis. So the crisis is not going to wait. Climate change is here now.
Well, speaking of this collective action and international cooperation, from your environmental point of view, how do you understand the significance of the concept of a community of shared future for mankind as proposed by Chinese president?
Well, we are. I mean, the shared future is a given. No country is an island. The food that I eat was raised on other farms in other countries. The air that I breathe out, my neighbor will breathe in, and the wave that leaves your shore will come to mine. The truth is that we are connected. So the statement that you quoted is absolutely correct. We cannot live unilaterally because we are on this one planet. And so understanding, therefore, that when we have trouble, multilateralism is the only way forward. There are no walls behind which we can barricade ourselves against climate change. There are no walls with which we can build so that sea level rise will disappear. And that is why, of course, the United Nations and the Secretary General is pushing so very hard on this topic, because he understands, like many other leaders, of course, the imperative of action, and that delay is essentially collective suicide.